Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at ChicnScratch. This is the project we're making today. This is a shaker card, and let me give you the supplies. We're going to change the color again. So this is Coastal Cabana, and this is Balmy Blue. This one's Seaside Spray. So this measures 4 1/4 by 11, and then the Seaside Spray Designer Series paper measures 4 by 5 1/4. I'm changing the pattern, so I use the gingham here. This time I'm going to use this one just to see how we like it. Another piece of Seaside Spray for our circle here. Some silver foil, I'll turn that over. Window sheet 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and Whisper White 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and score the base of our card. We'll move this over. We're going to score it at 5 1/2. Okay, so I'm just going to use my bone folder to burnish it. And then I want to add the Designer Series paper right to the front. Just going to turn it over and add my liquid glue. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's stamp our image. We're going to stamp it on Whisper White. I'm using Memento ink. I love this Walrus set. Okay, I'm going to stamp him here. And then I'm going to take this little fish and stamp it over here. And then this guy over there. Okay, we'll give him a second to dry. We'll lay that over there. Now let's go ahead and stamp the greeting. I should have done that before I closed the ink pad, but that's okay. So we're going to stamp that there, and we're going to cut that out with the, what is this, the 1 1/2 inch circle punch. Okay, we're going to color our image. I'm using Smoky Slate Combo. I'm using the light Seaside Spray and the light Pumpkin Pie. And after we color him, we're then going to emboss him with the High Seas embossing folder. I did forget to do that on my live video when I made this project over on Facebook. So I got so excited about making a shaker card that I completely forgot that I had embossed this Whisper White layer. Oh well, it still looks really cute, so you can't really tell. This one I did not emboss, and this one I did, which it's really hard to see on camera, but not so much in person. Okay, there's that part, and then the light smoky slate. I was explaining that you can use one of the other images, this one, but this scallop square is a little large, I think, for that one. So I may make a different card using this one, just make it a smaller square. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now the dark. So I'm just going to come in here and kind of go over those lines a little bit. It looks good to me, right? Now we're just going to brush on the Seaside Spray ink. So I'm just going to everybody can brush, right? Just brush across. Just don't start in the middle, okay? So there's that part. Now, let's go ahead and get our Big Shot out, and we're going to cut our silver foil. So I'm using the Layering Squares framelits and the Layering Circles framelits. So I almost forgot again. So I'm going to take my High Seas embossing folder, place my image inside there, and then I'm only going to use one cutting pad with this embossing folder because it's a 3D embossing folder. We do have a special plate that is available to use with these 3D embossing folders. As you can see, I'm actually using a magnetic platform. So that's how it looks. Okay, now let's cut out our foil. So what we're going to do is take the large square. Oops, we need a cutting pad on there. Okay, so take the large square, and then what you're going to do is place the smaller one right inside there. Now you want to make sure this is straight, because if it's not, well, it's not going to look very good. Right, so make sure it's straight, okay? And as I say that, I'm like, okay, did I make it straight? Okay, so let's put my framelits back in their packet so I don't lose them. Now we've got this piece and this piece. Those are the two foil pieces that we're using. We want to attach the window sheet to the foil. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get my silicone mat. I'm going to lay that there. Clean the fingerprints off of your window sheet before you attach it, ideally. Okay, mine has a lot of fingerprints. So now I'm going to take a very thin line of the liquid glue, and what you want to do is actually let this dry before you fiddle with it, because otherwise you're going to get glue all over your window sheet and it doesn't come off. So we're going to add the window sheet to this, and then we're going to set it aside. And I'm using my silicone craft sheet and turning it instead of the square. That way I don't get glue on my fingers, because I did get a lot of glue on my fingers yesterday when I was designing this card. Look at how hideous that looks. So my tip is, of course, is to set it on there and give it time to dry, and only use a little bit of glue. Okay, so placing it on here. And then use whatever you have. You just don't want to get glue on your fingers, because if you get glue on your fingers, then you're going to get glue on your window sheet. So I'm just taking my tool. You can use either end. If you use the bone folder, it spreads the glue, and it could spread the glue to the front side. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's just going to get set aside, but you can see there's no glue. But now I want to give it time to dry. I did one off camera, so we're ready to continue. Okay, so we're going to take this foam adhesive strips, and I'm going to pull up one piece, and I'm going to start on the edge. Okay, and then you're just going to make your square. Just make sure that you put them up next to each other. You don't want your sequins falling out. And I can see that I didn't trim that one short enough. Ooh, I think I cut my scallop. That was close. Okay, be careful with that. Okay, now we need to get one more piece. Okay, I felt like my head just hit the camera. I hope it didn't. There we go. Okay, so now we're ready to take our image and add it to the front of the card. So I'm just going to take my liquid glue and add it more so to the top than the bottom. Okay, there's that. Okay, now we're taking the iridescent sequins and just placing some in there. We're going to peel the backing of the foam strips. What I'm doing is trying not to hold the inside and put my fingerprints in there. Okay, so here we go. There's that part. Cute, right? And then you can take a microfiber cloth and clean off the window sheet if you got any adhesive on there. So now we're going to take our greeting and add it with liquid glue to the silver foil scallop circle. And then we're going to take a dimensional and place it right here on the edge. And add the greeting. Okay, so here's all three. We've got the one we just made with the Seaside Spray, and then the Coastal Cabana and the Balmy Blue. Which one do you like? So now that those of you that have stayed till the very end, Chick Candy 33, over on my website, leave a comment on this project. I'll post the link in the description below. It's going to be the rhinestones, the kit to make the Post-it note holder that I made the other day, and the Season of Kindness host stamp set. This is a used stamp set, but it looks like I only used one image, so I'm giving it away. Yes, okay, so there's a free PDF over on my website. It includes a picture and all the measurements. And if you need anything, let me know. Have a great day. Bye.